sessions with respect to claim drafting, advanced claim drafting, learning to understand what a USPTO office action truly means. What does it mean when a patent examiner says to you that your claims of your invention are obvious? When they tell you that your claims are anticipated under the prior art, what does that all mean? And certainly not to leave those individuals out that are just looking to begin to start or build or grow a business. We have a number of sessions really focusing on the aspects of entrepreneurship. In fact, for this conference, we are working very heavily with the Center for Innovation and Enterprise Engagement and the Entrepreneurship Center at Wichita State University. They've really rolled out the red carpet for us, very honestly, and have put a lot of the Wichita State University educators at our disposal and are offering a lot of great information. In addition to USPTO representatives who will be there providing information about intellectual property protection, we also are partnering with the SBA, the Small Business Development Center there in the area. We have, in fact, the district director for the U.S. Small Business Administration participating with us. So there's going to be a lot of not only federal resources, but state resources and local community resources brought to the table. Now, again, if you're not a Kansas native or a Kansas resident and you think, well, maybe this won't be for me, I will say, Brian, that a lot of the things that are going to be brought to light there, let's take, for example, the speaker we have from the Small Business Development Center. In almost every location that somebody might be attending from, there's probably a small business development center not far from where they live. So whether they're from Texas, Massachusetts, or Wyoming, they probably have a small business development center not that far from them. So while we have somebody speaking from the Kansas Small Business Development Center, the information that they're going to share is going to be very pertinent and very applicable to what they might learn at their local SBDC. And it should encourage them to then seek out the SBDC that's closer to their location.
Absolutely. There's so many SBDC, Small Business Development Centers around, and people don't even know it. I actually did a workshop in my local Small Business Development Center last night to a room full of inventors. So, and most of the time, the SBDCs are located in state campuses, state college campuses, right? That's
very true. That is correct. And a number of services they offer are free and of no charge. Some of the services do come with a fee, and that really depends upon the service that's being requested. But as John said when he was speaking earlier, it's important not only for inventors and innovators to focus on what truly is their invention and obtaining the intellectual property protection for it, but to then look to that second step. What am I, in fact, going to do with my invention once it is protected? And that's where developing a business plan comes into play and is very significant. And I can't tell you, I can't emphasize enough how the role of the SBA and the Small Business Development Centers can help you in drafting a business plan. They have people there that can help you seek out financing and connect you with other resources in your area. So we certainly support our other federal resources and network with them and partner with them for these types of events.
Boy, inventors and entrepreneurs are very lucky out there these days. Look at all the resources between these expos that you run and the different departments that are in the USPTO that you all are running to be able to help the independent inventor. And then you also have the government-funded programs as well to get free help with business plans and so forth. It's great.
Very much so. And I'll tell you, for anyone who's interested in finding out a little bit more about this Kansas Regional Independent Inventors Conference, I would encourage them to also visit our website. I know Janet and John have both provided several locations on our website, which truly is a wealth of information. If individuals are interested in finding out more about this upcoming event, it is right now in the rotating carousel of stories, so they can find it there. But if they also go to www.uspto.gov/inventors and look under our events, they'll find it there as well.
Okay.
As I said, it's a very small fee for a great deal of information.
And you said April 19th and 20th, which is about 2 weeks away, 2013.
That's correct. It's a Friday, Saturday, and again, there is a pre-conference session on Thursday evening, which I would strongly encourage everyone to go to just because it forms a great kind of base foundation for what they then will learn in the Friday and Saturday sessions, particularly if there's someone really just getting started in the process.
Excellent.
Just think, Brian, for those listeners that you have on with us tonight, they can actually meet John and myself in person. Unfortunately, Janet won't be with us out there because I'm sure they'd love to meet her as well, but John and I will both be there. So it'd be a chance to put a face and a name together.
That's great. I've had the opportunity to meet you, Elizabeth, several times, and Kathy, right? I haven't met you, John, and I haven't met you, Janet, so I'm looking forward to eventually coming to the patent office and meeting you both.
These regional independent inventor conferences really are an opportunity for an inventor or an entrepreneur to invest in themselves. It's really money well spent to create that foundation of education that is really just going to benefit them going forward.
Sure.
So I can't strongly encourage enough people to come out to these type of events, and you learn so much, not only from the speakers and the opportunity to speak one-on-one with experts in the field, but you also learn so much from other attendees. People like yourself, Brian, or some of the people that are in our audience at these events, people who, in fact, have received patents and who've been through the process and can help people avoid some of the pitfalls. There's no reason for us to all make the same mistakes over and over again. Why not help others to learn from our mistakes?
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. By the way, besides this great expo this conference that's going to happen April 19th and 20th, how can inventors and our listeners out there find out about other upcoming events and keeping posted?
Well, I would strongly encourage them, as always, to visit our website, because our website really is a hub of information. And the rotating carousel of stories that is on our homepage always kind of tells you the most current and upcoming events or things that are kind of in the forefront of what's going on right now. Announcements that have just been released or upcoming events. But certainly for the independent inventor or pro se inventor audience, I would always encourage you to go to the Inventors tab of our website. So if you look to the top toolbar that indicates the different pull-down menus, if you look to the Inventors pull-down menu, I would always encourage independent inventors and entrepreneurs and innovators alike to go to that Inventor pull-down tab, because once you do, it opens up a wealth of information about patents, about trademarks, about upcoming events, even about events that are going on outside of the USPTO. We try and publicize a number of events. That's also where you can sign up for our online Inventor's Eye publication that comes out on a bi-monthly basis.
I always look forward to that one.
It's a great publication, particularly it not only offers some real helpful tips and advice, but it also offers a success story, a spark of genius story in each issue, which really kind of tells the tale of a successful inventor and perhaps the challenges that they faced in becoming a successful inventor.
Sure. And there's also most frequently asked questions are on there. There's also a phone number for a hotline to call directly into the inventor help area there to gather your questions and call them up, and they've been a great resource as well. Fantastic, Elizabeth. Really appreciate that information, and I'd love to see if I can try to make it down. It's in 2 weeks. It sounds
right around
like
the corner for sure.
That's fantastic. Again, it's in Kansas. You said Kansas City?
It's actually in Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita, Kansas.
It's at the National Center for Aviation Training at Wichita State University. They are our lovely co-sponsor and have really gone out of their way to offer some great resources to inventors and have really been a great partner for this event.
Excellent. Okay, I think that wraps up the initial part of our different activities that are going on with the Patent Office that you were able to share with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Are all of you okay for just a couple minutes to answer some of these questions that came in?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. All right, here's the first one that came up when you were speaking. This was Bill. Bill, I don't know where you're from, but thank you for your question. Is it better to file under personal or corporate when you're filing for a patent? And can a small business be a microentity?
Thank you, Brian, and thank you, Bill, for that question. When filing a patent application, there are two choices. The inventors themselves can file, or the corporation assignee can file for the patent application. And this change to allow a corporation assignee to file was brought about by the AIA. It depends. Which option is preferred depends upon the factual circumstances. Certainly, if a corporation files as the applicant, the corporation can simplify the process because they can engage in the back and forth exchange with the office a little easier. If the inventors are the applicant, all of the inventors together have to agree to the decisions as to how to proceed before the patent office. As to the second question, whether a small business can secure microentity status, the small business may be entitled to do so if they can meet the requirements. However, I'm suspecting it's probably doubtful that the small business will be able to meet the requirements. Under the first definition, the income restriction of $150,000 might prevent the small business from qualifying. And under the other alternative, they definitely would not qualify because the small business would not meet the affiliation requirements for the Institute of Higher Education.
Okay.
But it's possible under the first definition. You just have to look at the specific facts of the case.
Okay. Thank you very much, Janet. Another question came in, Rhonda from Nashville, Tennessee. Do I need to hire an attorney, or can I do this process myself?
That's a good question.
I'm sure you get it asked quite a bit.
We get that asked quite a bit. You're not required to have an attorney. However, it is a legal process, and most attorneys in fact, all attorneys that are eligible to work at correspond with the United States Patent and Trademark Office have been through specific training on how to write claims, how to write specifications, how to do the prosecution between the patent office and that and the applicant. So they know the rules, or they're supposed to know the rules. They've taken a test that show that they know the rules. So it is really it's better for somebody to have legal representation than try to represent themselves.
Sure. Can I just talk from an inventor's perspective for a moment, John? As much as I looked at all these patents that are out there, really the way they're structured, in my opinion, is an art. And as much as I think I know, I still want to leave it to the experts to make sure that they do a proper job for me. If I decide to commercialize it from a licensing opportunity, and the other company that I'm presenting it to wants to make sure that they're actually licensing intellectual property, so they'll do their due diligence, and you really should do it properly. If there's things that you're not sure about, or there's loopholes that are in between, then you may lose that chance to license your product. If it's something that you commercialize, and then there's something else that comes out similar to it, you want to make sure that you did have an opportunity to protect yourself from the start. So, in my opinion, I always like to go to an expert. When I have something wrong with myself, I like to go to the specialist to make sure that they know what it is that to figure out for me and to help me and protect me. So that's just my take on that, John. What I'm definitely going to take advantage of is when you have the lesson on your website for how to write a successful application, I'm definitely going to listen to that or read it or whatever it is that how you present it, just so I am educated enough to understand. And I do have patents and patent pending, but I'm always continuing to file, and just having that extra knowledge to kind of align myself with what a patent professional, a patent attorney, or a patent agent will do, just makes me more on the same page with them when they are presenting something for me to review.
Great, Brian.
Okay, one more quick question. Is that okay?
Fine with me.
All right. There's an inventor that wrote quite a bit of an email here. Actually, there's two more questions. This one, the inventor is asking basically